a shiatsu therapist, and my specialty in my practice is working with post-traumatic stress, anxiety, different nervous system things that come out of traumatic experience. And shiatsu itself is a really specialized Japanese style of massage that has important benefits for the nervous system. It's so deeply relaxing that a lot of clients who receive shiatsu report a permanent decrease in things like hypervigilance or triggering related to PTSD. So today we're going to just demo a little bit of shiatsu in action. We've got John here, who'll be our volunteer for the shiatsu. John and I had talked about he's had some PTSD that relates back to his time in Operation Desert Storm, and just the lasting effects have been a sense of hypervigilance, which for John, he was explaining to me, helps. He's a police officer now, and policing helps give a therapeutic outlet for that hypervigilance, where he can put that hypervigilance, to work in service of others, and which is great. It serves as a good therapeutic outlet. But John and I were discussing that it would be helpful to have a little bit more of an on and off switch, to be able to relax when it's okay, be vigilant when he needs to, relax when it's he's ready to relax. So that's really our aim with the shiatsu today, is to be able to just find that on and off switch for the hypervigilance. Is that all?
Yes, sir.
Sound?
Yes, sir.
Good? Useful?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, great. Yeah, that's the plan. And what you're going to see, the way shiatsu works is I'll be doing some generally relaxing shiatsu first, just to get John nice and relaxed, a good baseline of relaxed muscles, relaxed joints. Then I'm going to ask him to just briefly remember a memory that would activate hypervigilance, something that he knows if he were to think about it, he'd just get a little bit of that nervous system response. Nothing overwhelming, just enough to activate it a little. And while he does that, I'm going to have him describe for us just a little bit about the feeling, of what it feels like when hypervigilance activates, what he feels in his body. So he'll describe that for us, and then I'll have him stop thinking about it, because that'll give me enough time to just see how his body reacts when it goes into hypervigilance mode. And then I'll give shiatsu techniques that just help to counteract that, to again bring the body back to a relaxed, neutral state. So that the way we'll know if it works is we're going to post-test just at the end of the session and have him use the exact same memory again. And I'm just going to make a few visual observations, take a few things in, and then we'll start by just generally relaxing his body, getting him into a good baseline of relaxation. Might maybe find an area of the body that's tense or something, but it should always be something that you can relax into, like you feel like as I do the work you can relax. So if there's anything overstimulating where you can't relax, just let me know. The joints kind of hold that readiness. John's ready to help here. Yeah, let that arm be heavy. The sensory organs, eyes, ears, that's where we can really help settle some of that vigilance, make the body just, find that off switch, give it a place to relax. If you could just call into your mind a memory that would activate a little bit of that hypervigilance. Enough that you notice it in your body, not so much that it's overwhelming. You have something in mind now?
Yes.
Okay. So just let it be there in your imagination with with as much detail as you're comfortable with, just again, enough to bring it in there without being overwhelming. And if you can just describe for me any way that you feel your body respond, any changes you notice in your body when you think about it.
I think about it, it affects my breathing. It feels like something attacking all my nerves. And my chest pound real heavy. Sometimes when it's real severe, it feels like my concentration is off a little bit. And it just affects sometimes. It gets so to the point where I feel like I can't walk sometimes because I get I guess the stress in my legs, you know, when I think about certain things.
Find the off switch on that stress response. You might see every now and then I have one hand on the body, one hand off the body. It's an interesting thing. I mean, this is part of the subtlety of shiatsu here is even though my hand's not here, there's part of John's nervous system that can tell. Or you can let it be as vivid as you can. And I am curious to know if it's any different, either how it is in your imagination or how you feel in your body.
You know what, I'm more relaxed now. And it seems like I'm without thought now. Like I'm trying to, you know, pull it up, you know, and it's coming in spurts, but I'm more relaxed.
Yeah. So even
my body feel better. That I know,
yeah.
A lot better than it did when I, you know, revisited the first time.
Yeah, before you mentioned the, you know, the breathing and the way the nerves were affected. So is that all pretty much neutral? None of that happening?
It's neutral. It's not happening now. No.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, that seems like a big change. I mean,
I actually feel like my body is empty.
Yeah.
Like relaxed, like it's empty.
Great. Yeah, and like you said, when you're even trying to conjure up the memory, it's like it comes in there in little fits or spurts, but it doesn't come in there with that same, you know, reliability or anything. Yep. Yeah, that's exactly the kind of effect that we expect here. That literally means it's a memory that's been moved into post-processing, where it's much harder to bring it up because it's in that like foggy memory period part of the brain. It's not sitting out there in that present moment trauma response place. So, yeah, what do you think about the difference? I mean, it seems like it's a pretty substantial change from any previous time if you would have thought about the same thing.
Definitely changed. When I first went into it the first time, when I get relaxed and my eyes be closed and I revisit something, it's like it get total, like the vision that I see with my eyes closed be totally black, like dark. Maybe like a dark cloud that moves over it. But now it's like it's still bright. I don't see that cloud, and that it's still bright.
Great. Important for people to know in doing this kind of work is that when you come to get shiatsu, I don't need to know the details of what happened. I mean, sometimes it's overwhelming to just recount the details of a traumatic event out loud or that kind of thing. So I don't need to know any details. I just as long as people have a memory that they can think of that they know is going to activate their body a little bit, something that's not overwhelming. We start there. And yeah, like John, you're able to really describe in a lot of great ways the change. I mean, like that feeling like when you would think about one of those traumatic events like that dark cloud that would come over, and that you were able to think about it again, it just wasn't.
It wasn't there.
Yeah, what you experienced?
You know what? Actually, I feel more relaxed now. It's like like I said before, my body feel empty. Yeah. It's like the second time when I try to revisit it, it's like I didn't have no. It's like I was neutral. I didn't have no thoughts. I didn't have no thoughts. Everything was just removed, and it was just relaxing. Like did nothing come across. I was just relaxing. And I saw that my eyes closed, I can still see that light that made it relaxing.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice. Yeah.